Jamaica, some say the center of the musical universe, a land best described as little but talawa. We have created musical genres that include mento, ska, rocksteady, reggae, dancehall, and some say even hip-hop and EDM. So let us tell our musical stories on the past, the present, and the future. This is Wheel and Come Again.
Welcome to Wheel and Come Again. I'm your host Liza B, and today is going to be an amazing day because I have an interview going with the legendary Wayne Armond from the band Chalice.
It's alright, it's okay. Just hang on a little bit longer, cause tomorrow is another day. It's alright, it's okay. Just stand firm in the face of adversity and watch them fade away. I feel a little bit shaken up. I feel a little bit small. It's getting harder waking up. Backside against a wall. I feel a little bit broken down, but a holding strain.
If you know, then you know what you're really supposed to know, and if you don't know, when you're going to know now. Wheel and Come Again is going to be featuring the history of reggae, ska, mento, and dancehall. We go way back in the archives. So join me as we take this journey through Wheel and Come Again. Hello to you, Wayne. How are you?
Liza, I'm great, thank you. Nice.
Fantastic. Great seeing you again in your aviators. You know, next time I'm going to pull out my own.
Yes.
I'm going to pull out my own. You look like you're ready to go fly that chopper. You know, you have on the headphones and yeah, a bag of things are gone.
We are just ready to fly, but not necessarily the chopper.
Ain't nothing holding you down, right?
That's right.
For those of you who don't understand it, reggae came about in the 60s and it became, immediately it grew, its popularity grew in Britain by the 1970s, and it became the dominant music of Jamaica, reggae music, and anything else after that was the cousin, the brother, the sister. Yeah? So dancehall is a spin-off from reggae.
Right.
You know, a more up-tempo beat, faster beat. And so, you know, this is where we say Wheel and Come Again. It dives into the rich history and artifacts of reggae. And it is such an honor to have Wayne on. So, Wayne, enough of my banter. How has it been? You know, your band, how was it formed? How did you guys get together, considering you're not the typical reggae-looking band?
Right. Well, we got together for the sole purpose of creating original music. We were all in bands that used to play cover songs for dances and so on. But we had this passion to write our own music. And we just, I selected most of the guys originally because I know they had the same passion like I did. And a couple of the other guys brought in a couple of the other guys, and that was, we used to call it the pass-through band. But when we started to rehearse, we used to say, just tell them to pass through, just pass through. And eventually, we rounded it out at 7 musicians. And we all left the bands that we were working with and went to St. Mary, lived up in the hills in St. Mary, just writing music and rehearsing and just living some of the best days of my life. That was it.
Nice. And you guys did a lot of touring, I would suppose. What was the reception like for, you know, a group of men who did not necessarily represent image-wise reggae on an international platform? How was the reception?
Well, I can sum it up by telling you a short story. The first European tour we ever did. It was in a club that probably held about 250 people. And it was very, very sure. We took the stage in darkness, and when the crowd was there, very excited, we could hear them, we could feel them. And soon as the lights went on, we were this big disappointment, because there was 7 bar-led men on stage with a name like Chalice coming from the land of reggae. And that wasn't the only culture shock, because we saw in front of us 250 white Rasta with long dreadlocks and khaki clothes buttoned up to the top and red, gold and green flag. But however, we got held over for 3 days after that concert just on the power of the music. And we started to do great things in Europe just on the power of the music. And the fact that we could talk to journalists and we could relate to people, because one journalist told me that he interviewed one of the biggest bands of the day, and he talked to them for 3 hours and he couldn't write 15 sentences, because he said, well, you want to know, as a foreign journalist, you want to know what is Rasta. Well, you don't know. Rasta just sight and sight. If you know sight, well, I just suck out Rasta, just, you don't know. So how can you write with that kind of response? So we got along real good. We toured Europe for years and made mighty strides, but management caused that to kind of shatter. And then we went to America, and we went to Mexico, went to Africa. It was all good, but I really missed the European life. We didn't go back to Europe till 10 years after the last tour. The reception we got there was like, welcome home, youngster, So it was great. Yeah. We always get a good reception.
Nice. Well, I mean, Chalice still is a very famous band. Most reggae stations do play your music currently to this very day. One of the songs I still have not heard, it's my favorite. I won't go over it again, but I haven't heard that in a while. And I remember one day I was on air and said, all right, we need to hear the real deal from Wayne Armond, and pull out the song. And remember, tell you, the listeners, them asked me when me dig that up from, because they have not heard that song in ages. Yeah, and we jammed to it. I think I may have given it like 3 rotations on air. I got to pull it up at least 2 times and play it out to the end on the 3rd count. So
love you for that.
Oh man! And as a matter of fact, we have there's a party that is gonna be held sometime during the week, and I'm definitely gonna ask the DJ to just pull out that song for me, so I can jam to it. You know.
You can't say you can't reggae, let me go. You can't say you can't reggae, let me go. The rainbow changes color, you'll always be my baby to me, my number 1 lover, my number 1 lover. Remembering familiar places.
Well, Chalice just had a recent concert in Florida.
Yes, I saw.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh, it was fabulous. It was the reception after 2 years of lockdown. Reception for us, man, was tremendous.
How did that go? The lockdown for you being an artist, especially with such a passion for reggae, and seeing where we are now with reggae. As you can see, we are really nowhere.
Right.
How has it been for you under the circumstances of COVID, with your creativity, trying to reinvent the wheels, and also I'm aware that you're supposed to be doing some solo stuff for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Aside from Chalice, but what has it been like, the experience?
Well, Well, it was, I mean, financially terrible, but creatively good. Because out of the lockdown, I released, Chalice released a new single called It's Alright, which I really believe it's a lovely song. I really believe it's going to last for a while, that song. It's not going to be an instant hit, but the more people hear it, the more they're going to love it. And we did that, and then I did a tribute instrumental album to Alternates.
Right.